Hey, what's up, everybody? Tommy Meyer here. Before we start the episode, just want to put a quick disclaimer out there that this is probably my most ambitious episode, my most technologically difficult one. So there may be some snafus along the way, since I'm literally doing everything myself in real time. Uh, just try and bear with me. We'll get through it together. But let's get started. Guys, the science is in. Okay? It's settled. There can be no more disputing it. What was once just a hypothesis is now settled scientific fact. Decades of rigorous studies have been done, and they all prove without a shadow of a doubt that Donald Trump is stupid. Nope. He's stupid. Okay? He is. He just is. It's over. It's done. Now, the final nail in the stupid coffin, which, fun fact, it's buried horizontally, were the president's comments on Thursday about using UV light or disinfectants to fight the coronavirus. Some people have tried to defend the president, saying he was just asking questions. What's wrong with asking questions? Here's what's wrong with asking questions. There are a lot of stupid people out there, even stupider than him. And already, states are starting to see an increase in calls to poison control following Trump's comments. Maryland received over 100 calls inquiring about the president's suggestion, and New York poison control saw 30 cases of exposure to Lysol and Bleach or other cleaners in the 18 hours after Trump's suggestion that cleaning products might be used to treat the coronavirus. To put that into perspective, that is up from 13 during the same time period last year. So yeah, even asking the question is dangerous. Others have tried to defend the president by pointing out that there are treatments available that use ultraviolet light or disinfectants to treat diseases. But as you'll see, these are all fringe treatments, often touted by hucksters to take advantage of people and steal their money. Some are dangerous, with potentially life-threatening side effects, and there is little to no scientific evidence supporting their efficacy. I'm going to go over a few of these treatments, what they are, who's doing them, what the science says. Before I do, another disclaimer, I'm not a doctor. I'm not a scientist. I'm not an expert at anything, except like Lord of the Rings trivia, maybe. I have no business talking about any of this stuff with any sort of authority. But I'm pretty sure that I'm at least as qualified as Dingus Khan up there, so I'm going to do it anyway. I'm going to start with the stupidest treatments, and then we'll go from there. And while I'm doing this, I want everybody to sort of pay really close attention to my words. I want to try and keep track of any that you think might be red flags. So let's get started with chlorine dioxide, also known as bleach. Chlorine dioxide is touted as a cure-all for everything ranging from AIDS to erectile dysfunction. It's marketed as MMS, or Miracle Mineral Cure. Now, there's a lot of people under investigation currently, or even in jail for trying to cash in on this fraud. There's Kiwi's Corner in Florida. There's the Genesis 2 Church, also in Florida. There is Sam Little, the British clairvoyant. There's Jim Humble, the Scientologist. There's, you know what? Let's not... Bad idea. Bad idea. The red flag thing was a bad idea. That's my bad. Sorry, guys. As I was saying, there is Scientologist Jim Humble, who probably has the most ironic name in the world, since on his website he claims to have overcome most diseases known to mankind. On his website, Humble also claims that he discovered MMS while on a gold mining expedition to South America. He discovered it could quickly eradicate malaria. Unfortunately, the claims on his website are quickly contradicted by the claims on his website, because if you scroll to the bottom, it has this disclaimer. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Mr. Humble is the co-founder of the Genesis 2 Church of Health and Healing in Florida. The church is currently under investigation by the feds for illegally distributing unapproved new drugs with misleading or false labeling, and they've been ordered to stop selling the drugs. Now, one of the church's leaders is Mark Grennan, who, according to The Guardian, actually wrote a letter to Mr. Trump days before Trump made his infamous comments, in which he told Trump that bleach is a wonderful detox that can cure people of COVID-19. Numerous people have gone to jail or are under investigation for selling this product. And just in case you're thinking, so what? A couple of kooks sell it. Who cares? If it works, it doesn't. Here's what the FDA had to say about it. Drinking any of these chlorine dioxide products can cause nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, and symptoms of severe dehydration. Some product labels claim that vomiting and diarrhea are common after ingesting the product. They even maintain that such reactions are evidence that the product is working. That claim is false. Then there's also British clairvoyant Sam Little, who went with New Jersey pastor Robert Baldwin to Uganda and gave 50,000 Ugandans this bleach cure. The church in charge of the mission claimed that they were using the power of Almighty God to greatly reduce the loss of life. To which God said, "Whoa, no, don't involve me, please." Now, there's a video currently circulating online that purports to show the Red Cross not just working with them, but advocating for the treatment. Unfortunately, according to Business Insider, the Red Cross officials were told that they were making a video about water treatment, which was later edited to look like a video supporting MMS. The Red Cross has disowned the video. Now, Business Insider tried to contact the church, and their response was, "We don't answer fake news organizations that lie with an agenda from the real owners that are just plain evil and do not want to see the truth get out." I can't... That sounds familiar, but I can't put my finger on it. Let's move on. Let's start talking about hydrogen peroxide. Hydrogen peroxide is great for disinfecting wounds, though it does sting a little, or whitening teeth, though it does sting a little. But it's not so great for curing cancer or coronavirus. The claim that it can cure cancer was based on the theory that low oxygen levels are what cause cancer. Hydrogen peroxide is an oxygenating compound, meaning that it's a chemical that contains oxygen. Proponents of using hydrogen peroxide to treat cancer say that it kills cancer cells by flooding them with oxygen. Now, some early studies done in the 50s on rats did seem to suggest that there could be some benefit to this. But more recent studies have shown that it's ineffective. Here's why. Researchers now know that cancer cells don't survive better in an environment without oxygen. In fact, new research suggests that cancer cells produce their own hydrogen peroxide, which may actually help them grow. So it makes cancer worse. But this hasn't stopped people from trying to profit off this unproven and potentially dangerous drug. In her book, 1 Minute Cure, Madison Cavanaugh claims that she has found the secret to curing virtually all diseases. Now, if by virtually she means, not real, she might have a point there, but I don't think she does. One claim on the website really stood out to me. It's the claim that over 6,100 articles in European scientific literature have attested to the effectiveness of the simple therapy. Here's the thing. I tried to look up those articles, and they don't exist. A search for them just brings up other books and websites that make the same claim with no actual links or references. It's a lie. Now, you may be wondering, who is Madison Cavanaugh? I mean, is she even a doctor? Why should I trust her? I don't know. I tried looking her up, but there's nothing about her online. The picture next to her bio is this one. And when you click the image, it takes you to a LinkedIn for a Madison Cavanaugh in Chicago who works as an associate consultant at PricewaterhouseCoopers. A little more stalking brought me to a YouTube page that has this little video on it.
Hi, my name is Madison Cavanaugh, and I'm a freshman at Indiana University.
That video was posted in 2015. The book came out in 2008, which means that if this Madison Cavanaugh wrote it, she would have written it when she was 12 years old. Now, the book does seem like it was written by a 12-year-old, but I don't think it was this 12-year-old. She actually seems pretty smart. Now, as I said, early studies were promising, and there are some that suggest that hydrogen peroxide could have a medical benefit, but It's really still unproven and potentially dangerous. And to put it into perspective, the hydrogen peroxide that you use to treat wounds is 3% hydrogen peroxide. And still, they warn against ingesting it. The people who suggest you use it for treating diseases say you should use 35%. Yikes. Now let's move on, finally, to ultraviolet blood irradiation and ozone. The least stupid, but still unproven and potentially dangerous treatment on the list. UBI is done by running a person's blood through a machine that exposes it to ultraviolet light. Not, as Trump said, by exposing the body to a tremendous amount of light. That would cause cancer, obviously. UBI was actually common in the 40s and 50s, but fell out of favor with the discovery of antibiotics. It's currently only really studied in Russia and other European countries. Proponents call it the cure that time forgot, but there are probably more skeptics in the medical community than proponents. One such skeptic, doctor, said that the reason blood irradiation faded away is that it is fundamentally stupid and it doesn't work. And finally, we get to ozone therapy, another controversial treatment that's unproven by science and potentially dangerous, since ozone is a toxic gas. It's not approved by the FDA. What the FDA does have to say about it is, ozone is a toxic gas with no known useful medical application in specific adjunctive or preventative therapy. In order for ozone to be effective as a germicide, it must be present in a concentration far greater than that which can be safely tolerated by man and animals. I don't know why that's British, but that's how I think the FDA sounds. The American Cancer Society also chimed in. They said, available scientific evidence does not support the claims that increasing oxygen levels in the body will harm or kill cancer cells. Though, to be fair, there are studies that point to some benefits, including one by the NIH, but even that study says that despite compelling evidence, further studies are essential to market as a viable and quintessential treatment option in medicine. For now, it's a banned therapy that is being pushed by scammers to try and steal people's money. Trump's own Justice Department is cracking down on these scammers, including a fake website used to solicit donations to the American Red Cross for coronavirus relief efforts, and websites pretending to belong to government programs and organizations that trick people into giving up their personal information. Simply put, Donald Trump got played because he's stupid. The comments that he made on Thursday are dumb because these are all unproven treatments that are possibly dangerous, practiced at the fringe of the medical community, and often used by scammers to steal people's money and information. Now, as I said at the beginning, I have no expertise in this subject, but if you hold me to the same standards that you hold these people, then you should trust everything I'm saying without questioning it. For those nerds out there who do want to fact check me, I will provide links to all of the sources that I use, so have at it, nerds. But for the rest of you, just don't drink bleach. I feel very confident saying that. Don't drink bleach. And subscribe to the YouTube video. I feel even more confident saying that. Equally confident. Don't drink bleach and subscribe. Don't drink bleach and do subscribe, just in case that wasn't clear. Oh, and have a good night.